All right, so here we have the Predator inverter generator, 5,000 watt. We're going to be putting in the high altitude carburetor kit. It'll come in the owner's manual packet. You have two kits here. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out and show them. You have two different altitudes. If you're 6,000 to 8,000 feet, you use this one. 3,000 to 6,000, you use this one. We are right about 3,000 feet, so we're going to be installing this one. And I've done this before to the 9,000 watt generator. It's my first time doing it to an inverter generator from Harbor Freight. So we're going to kind of learn this together. My first thing you're going to need to do is take off this side here. Being as how this is the front, this will be the right hand side. I'm going to pull off this cover. And the way you'll know it's the right one is if you pull off the wrong one, it'll have the battery in there. You don't want that cover. You want the opposite side. And twist these knobs here. You can give it a good yank to pull it off. And then here's the carburetor. Down here is where you're going to need to do the work. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here and turn the fuel off. That's right in the middle. And we've got this hose right here, comes out. This is where you're going to be draining your gas from. So it'd be good to have a little container or something like that to hold it in. I have a coffee can here. Let's see if I can do that. Turn it counterclockwise. And don't pull it all the way out, just enough so that the fuel drains out. All right, we got all the fuel drained out. Now, if it just keeps going and going, then double check that lever that dial we just turned. Make sure it's in the off position. Go ahead and close this guy back up. According to the instructions, there's one fixing bolt right in the middle. This one does not have it. This just has the fuel, I don't know, it's like a cutoff, I'm guessing, right here. But it does have one screw on either side. There's not a whole lot of room, so you have to get a small screwdriver. Get those guys undone. All right, so I ended up taking the air filter off. There's two 10mm bolts that hold it up right here. Sorry, it's getting kind of dark, so I'm using my flashlight. And then you got to disconnect this hose from here. Then there's another hose here that you got to disconnect. It's just a breather hose for the gas tank. And then this kind of just slides off. You don't pull on it too hard, but comes straight off. And then you can see on the bottom, there's a nut down below. There we go. Now you can see it better. So I got to get to that guy there. And then that's where there we go. That's not bad. That's where the replacement goes. So I got to figure out it's not a 10. So it's a 12mm. And maybe a little bit of residual gas, so just kind of be careful. And that guy comes down. And then inside there, and that thing's bright. There we go. See that little tiny hole in there? That's where your jet is. And you got to get a little flathead screwdriver in there. Try this guy. See if he's small enough. Yep. Unscrew this guy. And you can't lose this rod here. And remember the orientation. It goes like that. That's your jet. So all we're going to do is we're just going to replace this piece right here with the one that's in the kit. All right, so all I'm going to do, put that guy back up the right orientation. Make sure this guy, the Phillips head side down. Put it right there, hold it in with my finger. Get it there, and then screw it into place. Make sure it's decently tight. It's just aluminum and brass, so you don't want to go too tight. Then if everything's still new, you shouldn't need to replace that rubber gasket. So just put this cap back on. There we go. Make sure this cable here is straight up and down. Make sure it's all the way in there. The spring's all the way on the other side. I gotta try to get this back in place. Okay, there we go. Now it does have another O-ring right here. The kit does come with it. Since I twisted that to loosen it, I am going to go ahead and replace that guy, just in case it has little tears in it or something. It goes right there. You can start threading it in with your fingers. There we go. And back to the 12 millimeter. Nice and snug. And then since it's out, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back on it. Now, I definitely recommend that you go ahead and just take the carburetor off to do this. Give it a lot more, or give yourself a lot more room. Okay, and you see I got the washer on this side. Hopefully you see that and you're not blinded. Go ahead and start the screws. All right, so go ahead and slide this guy back on the studs like that. All right, then you got the gasket here. It goes upright like that. the air filter. Reconnect both of these hoses. $10mm. Now, in case you were wondering, this will not void your warranty, well, as long as you don't break anything. They give you the parts in the owner's manual to do this. All right. All that looks good. Air filter back in. And there you go. Bob's your uncle. If you're between 3,000 and 6,000 feet above sea level, you use the one that I just used. There's also the 6,000 to 8,000 foot above sea level. And use that one. And now I'll go ahead and fire this thing up. And turn the fuel back on. And there we go. So there you have it. As simple as that. You put the cover back on and you're good to go. So until next time, keep picking up dust. Faux Shizzle.